Hey you guys, I'm here today and I'm in my vehicle doing my video, so I apologize right off the bat, but things have been out of my control this morning. First off, there was a pipe that burst in my home, so there's maintenance workers in there, and the thing that I had originally been working on to chat with you guys about was something that I really felt the need to do outside. And we've been having some rainy days for the last 3 days, and it's just not going my way. So, as I was sitting here thinking while I was waiting, I have a energy healing session with a client this morning actually, and she's running late, and I was sitting here and I was thinking, what can I do to fix this situation? It just popped in my head, why not go ahead and do another theme for your video and just have a chat with them, sitting right there while you're waiting and you have time. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to take a bad situation and work with it to my advantage. And I hope you guys understand, and I hope you'll stick around and you'll listen to what I have to say. Um, like I said, I'd been working on a specific theme for the last few days, and I was really excited about the up and coming video I was going to do with you guys. And I'm just going to say it was a theme associated with Reiki and energy healing, attunement, things of that nature. And I just thought it would be something that you guys may be interested in, hearing. And like I said, things didn't go my way. So I figured in honor of Valentine's Day this month, we would talk about love magic. And I'm sure everyone out there at some point in their life has dabbled with love magic, has thought about using love magic, or perhaps even now during Valentine's Day, is being drawn to do love magic. So, as I talk, I'm going to go ahead and take my selenite wand and just clear away any negative energy that may be surrounding our space, that may be attached itself to our space or is lingering. If we were outside like I'd planned on being, we wouldn't even have the need to cleanse, because as you guys know, nature is cleansing in itself. But we're here in the truck and we're going to cleanse just a little teeny tiny bit. And I think that'll do it. Love magic. I'm just going to go ahead and start with what's on my mind, and that is free will. Free will, we all have it, not just when it comes to relationships and love. Free will is that little teeny tiny spark in us that we have to make our own decisions, to do the things that we feel the need to do, the things that we desire to do. And that little spark, it's a free spark. No one is controlling it. No one is, suppressing it. We have the power to follow our heart, to do what it is we seek to do. It doesn't necessarily mean that we may do the right thing or we may do a positive thing. It just means that we are free to do as we please. We don't have anyone, holding us back. We don't have anyone, keeping us from following our heart when it comes to anything. And if you do feel like you're being held back, more than likely it's yourself holding you back. And that is a whole nother discussion for another time, but I just had to add that, if you feel like you're being held back from, exhibiting your free will, more than likely it's because you are holding yourself back. Free will, it can be manipulated, and in my opinion, if you do any type of spell work or magic to manipulate someone's free will, in my eyes, that's something similar to binding, binding magic, binding spells, because that's exactly what you're doing. You're grabbing a hold of someone and you're preventing them from having free will. And it can be done, and I've done it only once in my life, and I didn't have success the first time I done it. I didn't have success the second time I done it, but the third time I had success. And I was, at that moment in time, I was happy. I felt like I had done what I set out to do. But all I can really tell you about that from my own experience, in the end, things didn't turn out as I had hoped. It ended up being a very negative situation, and it was something that I had created. It was something that I done to myself. So of course I had to undo it myself, and that was the tricky part. That was the part I wasn't ready to do. I didn't know how to do it. I was afraid to do it. I was young and I was dumb. I was so very naive, and I'm just putting it out there, and I'm suggesting to you guys that bending someone's free will is not a good idea. It can be done, but I suggest to not even consider it. Don't even try it or attempt it. It's not a good idea. If you do bend someone's free will, especially in a love spell, it's not going to be real love. It's going to be more like, and this is just my opinion on the matter, but for instance, a glamour spell. You do a glamour spell, and you can do it for many reasons, but for instance, one reason you can do a glamour spell to help your self-esteem. You can do it to where when you look in the mirror at yourself, you don't see all your flaws. You see all the things that make you beautiful. And those things are already there. Those are the things that make you up, period. But sometimes we don't see them. Sometimes due to low self-esteem, past trauma, sometimes just being, affected by pictures in magazines and models on TV and things like that, we'll let these things affect the way that we look at ourselves. And that's what bending someone's free will in a love spell, if I can get my words out, I'm sorry. If you bend their free will, it's not real love. It's just like I said, it's like a glamour spell. For the person that you have done the spell on, they're going to see you in a different light. They're going to see you, and they're going to feel all these feelings for you, have all of these emotions, and they're going to think in their head that they're in love with you. But it's not. It's an illusion. They're seeing and feeling what you want them to see and feel. And when you do that, it's not real love. It's simply an illusion, and it's not going to last. And it may last longer than what we think. It may seem like it's going to last forever, but I promise you it's not going to last. And whenever it ends, it always ends badly. It's going to end in a destructive way. It's going to end in a toxic way, because when you are bending someone's free will, that's more along the lines of doing dark magic, because you're doing something that someone else doesn't want. You're doing something to simply please yourself. And don't get me wrong, I'm what you call a gray witch. I have worked white magic, I have worked gray magic, I have worked dark magic, and you know, I'm not bashing anyone for their beliefs, for what they choose to follow, because I myself, I have a mix of beliefs and things, that I follow and do. And I think we all should, because that's what makes us who we are. And like I said, I'm not, downing anyone or anything like that. I'm just simply speaking on love magic, and that's it. Everyone is different, every situation is different. And if we were talking about perhaps, someone that is doing something to harm you, or someone that is causing you pain, that would be a totally different situation. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about love magic. And when you do love magic, it usually involves someone trying to bend someone's free will. And I'm just simply suggesting that that's not the way you go. I suggest, if you are trying to do love magic, if you have someone special to you already, you know, I suggest that you work on that. Do some bonding spells, bring the two of you closer, build a bond between the two of you, an unbreakable bond. If perhaps you're alone and you're looking for love, don't look at a specific person and say, that is who I want, that's who I'm going to get. If you feel that strongly and you have feelings for that particular person, talk to them, get to know them, do it the right way. Don't just automatically jump to spell work, and I'm a witch, through and through. I believe in spell work. I believe in, you know, doing things that shape your future, and doing things that, you know, affect the outcome of your situations. I believe in that. But when it comes to love, it's a very, very tricky situation. And I just simply suggest, if you're gonna do love magic, do it the right way. If you're looking for your special someone, I would say, go out and do a spell and call on the goddess. Call on goddess Venus, call on goddess Lilith, depending on the type of relationship you're looking for, depending on the way you feel, and depending on whether you want something for the long haul or not, that's who you choose to call on. Research your goddesses. There is nothing wrong with sitting down and Googling terms and deities and ingredients and things like that, things that correspond with other things, because, learning is key in everything that we do as well. And, think about it this way. If knowledge wasn't important, why would they even send us to school to begin with? If knowledge wasn't important, why would the goddesses and other deities, try to teach us lessons in life? Why would they show us things and, things of that nature? So just, have common sense whenever approaching love magic. I really, I wanted to say this from the beginning, but like I always do when I start to talk about a specific theme, I have so many things just, popping in my head, and I'm trying to tell you guys everything I can think of, and I don't want to forget anything, and I end up forgetting something, and I start rambling on, case in point, and, I get sidetracked. I'm human, and I really wanted to put this out there first off, but I didn't, so let me go ahead and say it now. When you're doing love magic, and like I said, these are just my opinions, my ideas, things I suggest that may help you. I always say work on yourself first. You've got to learn to love yourself, because if you can't love you, you can't love others. And, maybe that's the love magic you need to perform. Maybe you need to sit down in front of the mirror and light you a little white candle, hold a piece of rose quartz, and simply look into your own eyes and tell yourself what it is that you need, what you desire. Tell yourself, what type of love you're looking for, what type of love you're searching for, you're aching for. Tell yourself, and, get to know yourself, because no one can know you like you. And if you're clueless and you don't know, and you don't feel so loving towards yourself, anything that you attempt to do to maneuver love from someone else is gonna fail. And yes, I'm shivering. It's cold, so. But anyway, when you're working on yourself, aim for those things. Self-love, happiness. Always meditate on anything that you choose to do, any type of spell work, whether it's love magic, whether it's, abundance spells, protection spells, cleansing spells, anything that you are getting ready to work on, always meditate on it, beforehand. Even my videos that I do, I meditate. If it's only for 5 minutes, I meditate. And when I do, I call out to the goddess and I ask her, to please assist me. If there's something I need to say, something I need to do, if there's something I need to see, just please show me. And she will. And it's not going to be like, hey, girl, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to say. You know that, You're going to get these thoughts to pop in your head. You're going to see, just scenarios play out. You may hear a certain song come on the radio. You may see a certain bird fly by or a butterfly, but you'll know that those signs are simply the goddess telling you what it is you need to do, the things you need to assist you. She's going to speak to you, but it's just not by way of mouth like we speak, because we're human and she's a goddess. So of course, her way of communication is going to be different than ours. Another suggestion I have for you guys is, work on opening your third eye. If you are just, your mind is made up, you've got to do some love magic, open your third eye. And this isn't something you're going to do like within 5 minutes. It may take a day, a month, a week, a year. And hey, it could happen in 5 minutes. We're all different, but work on opening your third eye, because when you do that, that's your mind's eye. And when you open yourself up to that, you're able to see things that you weren't able to see before. You're able to see things openly, freely, in a spiritual aspect, and everything is made up of a spiritual aspect. It may not seem like it, but I promise you it is. There's always a higher power. There's always another calling, if you will. And love magic is not a bad thing. It's just the way you go about doing it. Just don't get caught up in the whole idea of that is going to be my guy, that is going to be my girl, because that one person that you're drawn to, it could simply just be that you're drawn to them sexually. It could be that they're appealing to you because they're handsome or they're pretty. When you get to know that person, they're a total bitch or he's just a total ass, you don't want to jump into anything and end up in a toxic relationship, because when you do love magic like that and you start bending free will, that's how you ruin friendships. That's how toxic relationships are born. That is where domestic violence stems from, and other issues, drug abuse, alcoholism, child abuse. All of these negative things can stem from bending someone's free will, because it's not the right thing to do. It's a negative aspect. And, when it comes to love magic, it's just not the right alternative for that situation. And I just wanted to speak on that really quick while I had a few minutes. And again, I'm freezing. It's raining. I'm in the truck, so forgive me. But my next video will be on my theme that I had planned for today, which is on energy healing, Reiki, and attunement. And I hope you'll come back. And as always, if you believe, you will receive. Much love, you guys. Bye.